Hi, my name is Nicole, and I wanted to share our journey to health and healing. I am a mother of two young girls, and we are trying to figure out what's the best way to eat for our family. Um, it started out, let me go back to, I guess, where my journey began. I was in my late teens and I was having severe stomach cramps. So severe, actually, I would end up at the hospital vomiting. And I'd usually be in the waiting room for hours vomiting. And then they would run a few tests and they would send me home and tell me I'm fine. So I would get these severe cramps a few times a year, sometimes I would say on average maybe once every 3 months or so. Anyway, they couldn't figure out what was wrong. So back then, I didn't make the connection between what I was putting in my body and my body. So the food I ate and how it affected me. And then in my, I guess, early 20s, I had a lot of candida issues. Kept getting yeast infections and just a lot of candida issues, stomach cramps, and so I kept going to the doctors, and the doctors kept telling me that I was fine, that there was nothing wrong with me. They would do ultrasounds and all kinds of tests, and it would all come back that I was fine, normal. I instinctively knew there was something wrong inside of my body. This was not normal. So one doctor actually recommended a book when I demanded that there was something wrong and I needed something. He said, well, you might want to check in this book called The Yeast Connection. So I did, and this is when I found out that the food I ate, the sugars, the processed food, were contributing to my symptoms. And I learned that if I controlled what I ate, I could kind of control the candida yeast issues I was having. But I am not a person that is very good at moderation. So I would go on these little diets, but then I would binge, and I can't just eat one chocolate chip cookie. I mean, who can eat one chocolate chip cookie? And I read the book, and it just seemed like I had to cut out everything. And I just wasn't willing to do that. So I just dealt with my issues for a long time. And then in my early 30s, I got pregnant with my beautiful daughter, and she became my world. And on her third birthday, we spent in the hospital because of pneumonia. And she was having, probably 6 months prior to this, many, many issues with breathing, congestion, lots of allergy type symptoms or asthma type symptoms. So the doctors actually sent us home with medication. They said they would treat her for asthma, even though they didn't think she had it, but they were going to do preventative treatments. So my husband and I knew that just wasn't the answer. We weren't trying to cover up whatever it was that was wrong with her. We needed to find what was causing it. So we ended up going to an Eastern medicine doctor, and he did some energy testing on her, testing the energies in our body and how our energies react to the food that we eat and maybe the detergents that we're using or just everyday household items. And we came to find out that she was allergic to peanuts, and she was eating a lot of peanut butter, eggs. We were eating a ton of eggs, all processed foods, no more butter, no more milk, no dairy, no animal protein other than fish. So we were basically told to cut all this out. So at first this felt like, how am I going to cut all this out? What do we eat? But then, I was kind of relieved in a way because I knew that I had the control, that I was able to help my daughter. And cutting these things out was much, much, much easier than watching her be sick. So we began the process. We cut out all we threw out all the processed food. We stopped buying eggs and meats, and we started making almond butter instead of peanut butter. And I would start making my own, and almond butter is delicious. I like it more than peanut butter. And there's just a sense of accomplishment when you make it yourself. And you can also make cupcakes and brownies and all these other delicious foods that are fun and good for you. And there's all kinds of flours. I use a lot of local flours here. I go to Feria every week, and which is the farmers market, and we get a lot of fresh organic produce. And I buy yucca flour and banana flour, camote flour, and I just go to town and make all kinds of yummy, delicious treats. And I'm learning that as this diet is progressing, I am feeling so much better, so much clearer in my mind, my body. My dreams have become much more vivid. I'm a big dreamer. My daughter she's lighting up. She looks amazing. She's back to her old self. She did have sniffles the other day, and we're noticing though whenever that happens because we slack on the diet. Like, she had a piece of meat a couple days ago, and after she ate the piece of chicken, she got the sniffles. And it's happened before in previous times. There was a birthday party, and they had a piñata, and she wanted some candy, and I just didn't have the heart to say no, so I let her have a lollipop. And if she has one, that's usually fine, but if it's like 2 or 3 birthday parties in a row, or if I'm not paying attention and she eats more than 1 or 2 pieces of candy, then the symptoms come back again. What we want to get to is at the point where it's okay if she has one every once in a while. But right now, that's just not a possibility. And so when we mess up, we just get back on it and get back on track. It's okay to mess up. That means that you learned. A mistake is actually an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn. Without mistakes, you don't know. You don't know. So you need to make mistakes in order to learn. So this journey has been crazy, fun. It brings out a lot of creativity. I just feel amazing. I feel absolutely amazing, and I want this for everybody. I want everybody to feel this amazing, to feel rejuvenated, to wake up in the morning and not need coffee. I don't need coffee anymore. I wake up and I drink a glass of ginger tea with turmeric and fresh grated, and it gives me a boost of energy, and I feel great. And then I have a fresh juice in the morning. This is evolving, I think, to raw food. I'm noticing, well, it always starts with desserts for me. I'm noticing that all the desserts I was drawn to are raw food desserts, like these faux cheesecakes that you can make with coconut milk and fresh coconut out of the coconut meat, and just so many awesome fruits. So that has really grabbed my attention, dessert. But anyway, not only that, it's a lot easier to prepare. I feel much better after I eat it. I feel like that's just where this path is going, and I am taking my family even further down the rabbit hole. And I noticed that it starts with me. As much as I'm doing this for my daughter, I have to be on board. So I do it first, and then they'll see me eating something and be like, "Oh, Mom, what's that?" Because it always looks better when somebody else is eating it. And then I make an aloe drink, which is really amazing. We grow our own aloe here on the farm. We have this flower. I'll make a video on this. But we have this flower. Here it is. It's called the clitoria, or butterfly pea. And when you put it in hot water, all this blue color drains out, and the flower is left clear because all the color is in the tea. It's great for depression and all kinds of female issues. That mixed with some fresh aloe from the farm and some stevia, and I call it Blue Butterfly Fairy Tea, and the girls love it. And the aloe is great for your digestion. It's good for arthritis. It was Cleopatra's beauty secret. for keeping her looking so young and beautiful. It cleans out our bodies and keeps us feeling youthful. So that stays on the menu. And yeah, you can have like banana ice cream for breakfast. Your options, you get to be outside the box, which is a place I've always liked. And I feel blessed that I can actually look back now on all the issues that we've had and all the pain, and I see it as a blessing, because without all that, we wouldn't be feeling as good as we're feeling now. And I'm making these videos because I want to document where I'm going and where our family's going and how we're evolving, and I want to share this with everyone. I always look for videos to help inspire me, because it's not always all around you in your everyday life. I am incredibly blessed. My family is very supportive. But I get a lot of my support online, so I would like to help support. I want to pay it forward or pay it back. I want to help support as well. So, and in turn, I'm being supported. So I really appreciate it. And I want to get on here and start making butterfly tea and almond butters and raw desserts and who knows what else. We'll just get crazy. So thanks for listening to my story, and if you have any questions, please post them below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And happy, healthy, blessed life, and let's keep it delicious. Have a great day, everybody.